I'm back. Hey guys, welcome back to Simple Sacred Home. My name is Paige. It is 2026 and the last time I talked to you guys was in November. So I really wanted to hop on here, give you guys a little bit of a life update because it has been wild over here, and also give you guys my thought process going into this new year and what videos will look like. I really wanted to come back and make a video. Obviously, I've been wanting to make a video since I left. I never intended to take a break at all, but here we are. And so I just kind of wanted to come back before I just hop back into homemaking videos and thrifting and all that kind of stuff, and give you guys a little bit of a life update, what's been going on, why I literally disappeared out of nowhere, haven't posted an update anywhere, not even on my community tab, which I like to do. You guys know that in November, if you've been following since November, I had my gallbladder removal surgery and that went really well. I was recovering. I had a 3 to 4 week recovery time. Really, for 4 weeks, you're not supposed to lift anything over 20 pounds. My daughter was right at the 20-pound mark. So my surgeon was like, do not lift her. The chance of a hernia is very high. And so my husband had taken off 3 weeks from work so that he could really be her really sole caregiver because I couldn't lift her. I couldn't pick her up. She was at the stage where she's crawling, so she's either on the ground crawling around or she wanted to be picked up off the ground, and getting her in and out of the crib, all that kind of stuff. If you have a baby or know a baby, you know how it is. And so my husband was really on major caretaker duty because he was not only trying to take care of the baby, but he was also taking care of me, especially in those first initial days coming home from the hospital. So the 3 weeks rolls around, my husband goes back to work, and I'm on full duty baby again. And I think I shared it in a short, but basically the literal week that I was cleared to, okay, it's been 3 weeks, you can start lifting her if you need to. My husband went back to work. I started getting really dizzy playing on the floor with my daughter in her room, and out of nowhere I just had a moment where I was like, oh, my stomach really hurts. And so my husband was working in the house, and so I had called him and I was like, can you just come upstairs and watch the baby for a minute so I can go to the bathroom, because she was at the stage where she's mobile, she's moving around, crawling, and can easily get into things. And so you just have to have your eyes on her at all time to make sure she doesn't get into something she's not supposed to. As I walked down the hall, I could feel myself starting to feel dizzy. So I had grabbed onto the kitchen counter, and anytime I feel dizzy like that, I just grab onto a piece of furniture or a counter, something really stable, the wall, and I just hold on until the room stops spinning, basically. And then once I am stable, I'm like, okay, I'm good, and I can resume whatever I was doing fine. So I had gotten up, walked over, asked my husband. He was like, go ahead, just go. I'm literally coming out right now. And I turned around to walk back down the hall to go to the bathroom. And next thing I know, my husband was on top of me, Paige, shaking me, are you okay? And I was so confused. I've never passed out in my life. And so the only thing I can relate it to as far as coming back out of it was I felt like I was sleeping and somebody was trying to wake me up. You know, if you're fast asleep and then somebody's like, wake up, you got to get up, and you're just like, oh, why? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. That's how it felt. So I had no idea what happened. I had no thought, before I fell, I didn't feel like I was going to fall. I didn't feel dizzy. But somehow between when I turned around after I had my dizzy spell to walk down the hall, I passed out and I fell and I hit my head. I hit my eyebrow, so I had a cut open eyebrow. Thankfully, it didn't even need a stitch. They said they could have put one stitch in, but it really didn't need it. So they basically put this little sticker thing on it, and within a couple days it was closed up. I still don't have like normal feeling there. It's a really weird sensation, but thankfully it wasn't like a big thing. But I did hit my head, and I also fell face first onto my stomach. And so my husband called 911 and they said, yeah, because she hit her head, make sure you take her to the ER. So my mother-in-law came over, watched the baby. We went to the ER, and the thing that I didn't tell you guys, which is a very big life update, is that 1 week post-op, actually 6 days post-op from surgery, is I did find out that I am pregnant. So that is a big life update. I found out I was pregnant back in November, literally the week after my surgery. And so at this time when I passed out, I was about 5 or 6 weeks. I can't remember. I was between 5 and 6 weeks. I think I was 6 weeks, if I remember correctly. And so that is why I was having those dizzy spells. It's really common in early pregnancy. I had dizzy spells throughout my pregnancy at times with my daughter. So it wasn't like, oh, why did I pass out? I have to go to the ER and try to figure out why I passed out. I knew why I passed out, but I had just never passed out before. And because I hit my head, they always recommend if you hit your head to go get checked just to make sure everything's okay. And not only did I hit my head, but I did fall flat on face first on my stomach. So we were a little bit worried about the baby, obviously. That is the big news. We'll get more into that in a minute, but for the sake of the story, I had to insert that there. So we had to go to the ER. I basically felt fine. I just had a really sore face, like where I had cut my eyebrow was really sore and like weirdly numb, but it still hurt. And then all the bones in my face on this side really hurt. Like I felt like I got punched in the face, which was crazy. So basically they were like, oh yeah, we'll confirm that you're definitely pregnant. We'll do an ultrasound to make sure it's not an ectopic pregnancy or anything like that. And obviously because I was so early, I hadn't had any other ultrasounds. So I had been testing like crazy, so I knew that I was definitely pregnant. They still do another urine sample just to make sure. And they did and confirmed I was pregnant. And then we did get to have an ultrasound done. Something at least that my ER does is that if you go in to the ER for something and you're pregnant, they don't actually let you see the ultrasound. So I didn't get to see the ultrasound. My husband didn't get to come in for the ultrasound. It was just the tech doing the ultrasound, and then they relay it to the doctors. Blood work looked good, so I got to go home the same day, and everything seemed fine. So I felt fine. Besides, I was still having dizziness, and of course I was sore from falling on my face. But other than that, I felt fine. And I went to bed that night, and I woke up the next morning, and I immediately knew I was in trouble. So the next morning I woke up and my surgery for my gallbladder was on my right side. And the morning after I had fallen, my ribs on my left side were in excruciating pain, like 10 times worse pain than the gallbladder removal surgery. Okay. And I was like, oh man, I had to have done something to my ribs. It was so painful. I could barely move. I could barely twist. Getting in and out of bed was awful. I had tried to pick up my daughter that morning and I moved the wrong way and it was awful. So literally my poor husband just had 3 weeks of nonstop taking care of me, taking care of the baby. He goes back to work. I pass out. I fall. We have to go to the ER. Then it's like, okay, everything's fine. And then the next day I wake up and I had to have bruised my ribs. I didn't obviously get an x-ray done because I was pregnant. And I had zero pain in the hospital when I was there. So I didn't bring up any side pain, but I can I could tell the next day, like, it was my ribs. And when I looked everything up, it said, yeah, it's really common for bruised ribs to not feel it until the next day after a fall or whatnot. So basically every symptom of bruised ribs is what I had. Thank God. I had really bad pain for about 3 weeks, and what was scary was that the pain wasn't getting better. So for like 3 solid weeks, it was just awful pain. I was trying ice, I was trying heat. I basically just had to lay in bed as much as I can. So my husband was trying to work, take care of the baby, take care of me. I am so grateful for him, but I felt awful because that's like 12 full-time jobs, okay? While all that was happening, I also had this crazy black eye developing from where I fell. So once again, obviously, like, a black eye takes a little bit to develop, which makes sense why your ribs would take a little bit for you to feel the pain from the bruise, because it takes a little while for a bruise to set in, right? And I had this huge black eye. So at the time I didn't plan on like stop making YouTube videos, but my face was so sore and swollen. My eye was swollen. I had this cut, and so like I couldn't put makeup on it to cover it, and I did truly look crazy. Unintentionally, between the fall, the bruised ribs, I was like, there's no way I'm making a video right now. So I had planned to just recover from that and then get back to making videos. But as my bruised ribs were settling in and I was trying to recover from that, I also got my nausea, which, praise God, if you know my story, I will welcome nausea during pregnancy. It really gives me peace of mind that baby's okay. I know that's not a guaranteed thing for every woman, but if you guys know my story, I will link those videos down below. But for me, nausea is a huge, like, relief that I have that when I'm in early pregnancy, especially when you're waiting for ultrasounds and things like that. So thankfully I had already known that baby was in the right place and there was a heartbeat and everything looked great. But also, before you start feeling nausea and all that, it can be a little bit nerve-wracking. So that really brought me from the rest of November all through Thanksgiving up until Christmas. And even with Christmas, I still was feeling nauseous. But I think like it was a week before Christmas maybe that my bruised ribs were finally like better. So I had like a nice week of Christmas where everyone was feeling good, everyone was happy. It seemed like everything was returning back to normal. And he woke up the next morning full-blown flu symptoms. And at this time we didn't know it was the flu, but it was the flu. We ended up getting tested. He had it first, and then the next day me and my daughter came down with it. Praise God. Truly, praise God. Me and my daughter got it, but it was pretty minor. Like, my daughter had a little bit of a cough. You know, we took care of her. I was really nervous about her getting it because she's a baby, obviously. And then also I had it, but mine was pretty minor too. I had fever symptoms, but I never like actually had a fever. Like, I was testing all the time. I was testing my daughter. Neither of us ever had like an actual fever, but I had fever symptoms. Like, I felt really cold, then really hot, but I never actually got a recorded fever. We had all the other flu symptoms, the soreness, the muscle aches, the tiredness, the coughing, the sneezing, you know, all the flu symptoms. And so, yeah, I think everybody got that flu or is recovering from that flu even now. So it was crazy this year. I know so many people who ended up getting the flu, which is crazy. I've never had the flu in my life that I know of, but we all got it. And obviously I was nervous with the baby and everything, but thankfully, like I said, we didn't get fevers. And I think because I was between prayer and being on prenatals and whatnot, I think that gave me a little bit more of an immune boost. My poor husband was down for the count. So he was down for the count for like a week or so. like pretty bad. And then we were down for the count and I was nauseous and had the flu, and it was just a really hard time, and that brought us through New Year's. So all that happened, and then we entered 2026, and we just had to get back into the swing of things because November and December, our schedule was completely out of whack. I had no schedule. I was just trying to recover. I had so many things going on with my health and my physical abilities that everything that I usually do, all of our routines were just completely demolished and we were just trying to survive. So we're back to a more normal routine. Everybody's healthy, thank you God. And yeah, that's kind of where we are now, right? We're at the end of January now, which is crazy, but I am starting to feel like, okay, we are back healthy. Everything is back kind of more on a routine, our normal. And so YouTube, I want to get back into YouTube. And so I really have been thinking a lot about what I want to do with my channel, because you guys know that in 2025, my videos were not super consistent. In 2024, I had made a goal for myself to make one video every single week and post it on Fridays. So every Friday at like 10 a.m. I would have a new video up for you guys. And that was a big goal that I had, and I was working full time, but it's one that I basically stuck to. I think there might have been a few times, like when I was pregnant, when I was in my first trimester in 2024, I was gone for a little bit that summer. But for the most part, I made my videos, I stayed consistent, and I had a video up. If it wasn't on Friday, every once in a while it would end up on a Saturday or Sunday. But for the most part, every week I had a new video. And in 2025, I had my daughter, which you guys know about, and I was so excited to welcome her into the world. I had pre-recorded videos so that I could keep up with my schedule of one video every week. And then she came and my life completely changed, and YouTube just, I realized that I couldn't do what I was doing before. Just thought I could do more than I've been able to. And so 2025, I tried to make videos as much as I could. I tried to make good videos as much as I could, but the quality of my videos weren't great. They weren't consistent, and I just wasn't happy with the videos or the lack of videos that I was able to get up for you guys. The way I did things before is just not how I can continue to do them. So I started to think, well, am I just going to give up YouTube because it's not working the way that I've been doing it this year, and I've been disappointed in myself for not being able to be consistent. If I'm going to do it, I want to be consistent. And so I started to think, well, what am I going to do going forward? If I'm going to make videos, I want them to be good quality videos. I want them to be videos that you guys are excited to watch. And so how am I going to make that happen while having this baby, while growing another baby, and in the summer, I'm going to have another newborn. So we're going to be doing it all over again. And so what I've concluded for at least 2026, and we'll reevaluate as time goes on, but I think for 2026, I'm going to go down to one video a month, which is crazy to say because I would love to do more than that. But I think I was talking to my husband about it, and I said, I think that if I can commit to one video a month, that gives me an entire month to plan what video I want to make sure I have the time to film it, and make sure the video comes out the way that I want it to, so I'm not rushing to just throw clips together. And also I have the time to edit it, because all of those things do take time, and I just don't have that much time to do extra things. My days are really full just taking care of a human, and running my household. So I think that I would be able to successfully post one video every single month. I think the quality of the video would be a lot better. It would be something you guys would want to watch, and it would be something that I was proud to put out and share with you guys. I'm going to be posting the last Friday of the month, Lord willing, and I think that by giving myself the full month to get all of that together, I'll be able to come out with better videos that you guys are actually interested in and want to see, and ones that I can be actually proud of. But I will say that I am going to continue with short form content. So if you guys have been seeing anything from me recently, then you've probably been seeing me post some YouTube shorts. And while I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my YouTube channel and how I was going to go about posting again, I realized that making YouTube shorts, while it still requires me to film and whatnot, it's little tiny bursts of my day, or I can make one topic that I'm talking about and film something or a few things around my home, and it takes a few minutes. And then when my baby goes to sleep at the end of the night or is taking a nap, I can pretty quickly edit that video and get it up. So short form, as much as I prefer long form videos, short form is something a little bit more realistic and manageable for me in the current season that I'm in. So I thought it would be nice to still post content more than once a month. So I decided the last Friday of each month, I'll have a long form video out. And then Monday through Friday, the plan, the goal, the ideal situation is to have a new short video out every single day, Monday through Friday. So if you do want to follow along and you want to see what's going on, you still can. It's just in short form version. And I would love to know in the comments down below if you do watch shorts or not. But if you guys have certain video topics or videos that I've done in the past that you like the style of the video that I've done, please let me know in the comments down below. It really, really does help me to know if there's certain topics you would like me to talk about, or if there's certain style of videos. I know that when my YouTube channel first started, I did a lot more thrifting. I did a lot more antiquing, and I would show you guys that. And I think a lot of you enjoyed those type of videos, which I still love to make, and I still do go thrifting and I still do go antiquing. I just don't go as often, but I still do that. So if you guys like those videos, if you really like the homemaking videos, if you like the motherhood videos, or just videos where I am talking about a specific topic in the background where I'm showing you guys things I'm doing around my home, whatever you guys enjoy seeing, whether it's a video style or a topic that I've talked about in the past, or it's something completely new that you would like to see from me, or a type of video you'd like to see more of, it would be so helpful if you would let me know what that is in the comments down below. And if you made it this far to tell me, thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate it so much. And it means a lot to me, because that helps me to know what you guys really enjoy watching, and I can make more of that for you guys so that you're seeing videos that you actually want to see. Little pregnancy update here is that at the time of filming this, I am 13, almost 14 weeks pregnant, which is very, very exciting. We are going to find out very soon the gender, which I'm excited about. And yeah, I would love to share more about pregnancy and motherhood. I think I'm going to do quite a lot different with this second pregnancy and newborn phase than I did the last time. So if you guys have any questions about pregnancy or motherhood so far that I can answer for you, I would love to. Basically, we're already out of the first trimester, and I'm going to be getting to a place where if I am filming, you guys are definitely going to be able to tell. Yeah, I think that is all I have to say for now, but I hope you guys did enjoy this life update, and I'll see you guys in the next video.